Tell us a little bit about what Arbor Energy is and what you're doing.
So Arbor Energy is taking waste plant material and converting it into carbon negative power and let plants do the hard work of scrubbing CO2 from the atmosphere, but then taking that carbon that the plant locked up and sequester it deep underground in geologic formation.
When we talk about unwanted biomass, you're thinking about thinning out the forests in California to prevent wildfire. Then we create a bunch of dead tree matter, and we have to do something with it. And that is an example of the source material you're talking about.
Yes, this is a huge problem, not just in California, but all over the globe. A lot of the forest land is just not treated, resulting in these mega fires. The work needs to be done to restore the forest back to its natural state. We just can't afford to do that work. There's no market for that waste material. That material is normally just piled and burned, or it's broadcast chipped, or in some cases it's landfilled. But in all those cases, it's going back into the atmosphere.
Okay, so you take this plant material, and instead of just burning it, what do you do?
So what ends up happening is at high enough temperatures and pressures, this is all kind of where a lot of the rocket engine tech comes in, you can crack all of those longer hydrocarbon chains, and it breaks it down into hydrogen gas, carbon monoxide, CO2, methane. It breaks all those bonds. We like to think of it as like a vegetarian rocket engine. A traditional rocket engine, like the Raptor rocket engine, runs on liquid oxygen and liquid methane.
Okay.
And those are both very high quality fuels. We're starting with a feedstock that is waste. You need to turn that into something that looks a little bit better for the engine to run. And so we end up with this two-stage combustion process.
Okay.
The first stage is called gasification. We feed biomass into a reactor that operates at really high pressures and temperatures, and we gasify the material. And then in the second stage, we finish combusting it. It's basically controlling the oxidation process so that you don't have any emissions leaving. You just have a stream of water and a pipe of CO2 that can be durably sequestered or utilized in making products.
So just sort of imagine this magic box. Input into the magic box is tree waste. Output of the box is carbon dioxide and water, and actually heat that we turn into energy.
Yes.
And that would be clean energy at that point. And then that CO2 we can then sequester, we can reuse and inject into concrete. There's a number of ways to manage that because it's a highly pure stream of CO2.
Yes, exactly.